build the central nervous system. And if you go online and you research the central nervous system, you type in myelin sheath, this is directly related to this condition, and you type in myelin sheath, you'll see that acid burns out the myelin sheath. And when the acid burns out the myelin sheath, it burns out the protein, the fat, the amino acids in the protein. It burns out the B vitamins, and it burns out the silica. When you repair that and you replace that, and you use blood as your healer, and you remove all of the allergies, these conditions get worse, and they slowly start to go away.
The deterioration of the myelin sheath is also the precursor to dementia and Alzheimer's too, right?
Yes, and those are also connected to this condition, but they're later. They're at later stages. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And you know what else could be involved here? And I don't know this person, but heavy metals. And we all know that heavy metals affect the brain and the central nervous system. But what gave me the clue is the child. The child depleted something from the body that then caused this reaction. Because the person didn't have the nutrients in their body. So which platforms would they benefit the most from? The build platform.
Thank you.
Yep. Now, I want to do one like weight loss. I want to do one that's general and that's simple, and that I want to do one, this is good, and I'm glad he asked it, but I want to do one that you can get your hands around and you can just really get the results. And all of a sudden I get these emails that you guys are losing hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and then I know it's good. Can I do weight loss? Yes. All right. So, I'm going to go quick, but please write this down if you want to be successful. When dealing with weight loss, you have to address weight loss from all angles. Write these angles down first. Number one, the thyroid. True or false? You know the thyroid is the great what? It's your regulator of your metabolism. You know this. You have to address weight loss from the thyroid, from the sugar levels, from low blood sugar. You have to address weight loss from the intestines, from bowel movements, from elimination. You have to address weight loss from digestion, absorption, assimilation. You have to address weight loss from water weight, water retention. You have to address weight loss from thermogenesis, from the thermogenic effect. It's got to be high, it's got to be hot. You've got to address weight loss from craving, the apostat. You've got to cut the appetite down. Here's my point. When you address weight loss, most companies fail because almost all companies address weight loss from two angles. Number one, they put you on a deprivation diet. Never works. Never. It's impossible for it to work. It worked for a little while, and then the rebound effect is terrible. And number two, they only address one aspect of weight loss, like thermogenesis. That's it. I just described weight loss in America for the last 100 years. Deprivation, thermogenesis. Is that true or false?
True.
Okay, we don't do that. We address all angles of weight loss, from the appetite, to the water, to the metabolism, to the cravings, to the apostat, everything. Here's the program. The number one product for weight loss is the cleanse, liquid cleanse. If you're having 2 to 3 good bowel movements a day, don't use it. You don't need it. Good ones. Good ones. Big, thick, full, complete bowel movements. Not these little rabbit pellets. Not these pencil stools. Not these elimination that's 10 or 15% of what's in your body. Good, complete bowel movements. I mean good ones. Okay? If you're going, then don't use that. Number two product, the fiber, the fruit and fiber. Number 3 product is the green coffee bean. And the green coffee bean may be number 1, probably is number 1. But I just want to get the intestines going, because you can't absorb the green coffee bean if the intestines aren't working. So that's why I always go to the cleanse and the fiber. Number 4 product for weight loss is the Pure Cafe. Number 5 is the control. And number 6, which is probably number 2 or 3, is the metabolic boost. The metabolic boost. Number 7 is the noni, and number 8 is the meal replacement, right here. The Genesis Pure Alkaline Diet, sweating and panting every day. If it's snowing, get a rebounder. Sweating and panting. If I can't exercise, and I've gone a day or 2, you know what I'll do? I'll skip lunch, or I'll grab some fruit, and I will go find a set of stairs. And if I'm in New York, I'm happy. Because I will go up and up and up and up, and I will keep going until these are burning and shaking. And I got my exercise in. Be creative with your exercise. And copious amounts of alkaline water. Do not eat when you are not hungry. With all the supplements, you will not be hungry most of the time. Drink lemon water and mix the fiber, the fruit and fiber, with the lemon water. Here's 2 tricks of the trade. If you don't want to eat, especially late at night, which is the worst, take a fruit and fiber, squeeze a half of organic lemon in it, mix it up and drink it. Follow it with another glass of water. You won't eat. You'll be full. If you're not full, get a meal replacement shake, mix it with a little flaxseed milk or soy milk, put a banana in it, put the fruit and fiber in it, blend it up. You won't eat. Pick 3 nights a week to do that. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you want to go have fun on Friday, Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. It doesn't matter. But get a program together. And make sure you're going to the bathroom 2 to 3 times every single day. You can't not lose weight on that. One of your best meals is a big rainbow salad with a piece of protein. When you have the incredible sweet cravings, take a shake. When you have the incredible carbohydrate cravings, take a fiber and a lemon water. All these little tricks, they work. They're beautiful, and they always work, always work. You just have to learn how to implement them. You can't not lose weight on that program. You can't. It's physically impossible. You're taking in too few calories, you're filling yourself up with too much fiber in bulk, you're eliminating too much, and you're stimulating too much the thyroid gland, the thermogenesis. I mean, the whole body is just, you're winding it up without ephedra or caffeine. You're winding it up, you're flushing it out, and you're speeding up the glands that matter, like the thyroid. You can't not lose weight. Good answer? Yes, that is a program. That is a complete and total weight loss program. And do not forget the alkaline diet. Do not. That is critical. Let's do one more program. Give me something that does this part of the United States of America. Okay, ready? We're going to do depression. And I'll tell you this, the program I'm getting ready to give you for depression is actually, and this is a huge statement, is actually more effective than the weight loss program that I just gave you for weight loss. But I'm going to pull out some big guns. And some of them are not going to be products that we have. I'm going to give you a program that is going to work across the board. Okay? So when you're looking at somebody who has depression, the first thing you have to look at is sunlight and vitamin D, right? Where's the most depressed places in the world? They're always in places that don't have a whole, right, this is number one in the country, right? Number two is probably Seattle. So you have to get vitamin D. You have to get sun. So number one product for depression is the Immune 6 because it has large amounts of vitamin D. And the vitamin D is absorbed by the body. The number two product for depression, easily, and it might even be number one, is the Daily Build. Check me to see if I'm wrong. Go to depression, type it into your web browser, and see how many times the B-complex family of vitamins come up. If it doesn't come up several hundred times, then email me and tell me that I'm wrong. Several hundred times. Two things come up with depression. Amino acids, like tryptophan and phenylalanine and tyrosine and valine and leucine and isoleucine, which comes from pre-digested protein, and B-complex vitamins. B-complex vitamins, they're critical. They're critical for hair growth, they're critical for the immune system, and they're critical for the mood, mind, and memory. So number two is the Daily Build. You can toggle between 2 and 1 pack, especially at the beginning or when the depression is really bad. Go 1 pack, 2 pack, 1 pack, 2 pack, 1 pack, 2 pack. Your pee gets a little strong, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Your body's absorbing what it needs, it's discarding what it doesn't need. B-complex vitamins are water soluble, you can't OD on them. They're not fat soluble. Number 3 product, Goya. Take Goya 3 times a day. 1 ounce in the morning, 1 ounce at lunch, and 1 ounce in the evening. Number 4 product, SAM-E. We don't carry it. It's called SAM-E. S, capital A, capital M, little e. You crush it up and you mix it, what? You take the SAM-E, comes in a little tablet, I think it's 400 micrograms. And you crush it up in a little glass. You take the noni, because the noni is a catalyst. You pour about 2 ounces of this terrible tasting noni in it. You stir it up and you drink that down twice a day. Next product for depression is the calcium. Calcium, by dry weight, is the #1 dominant mineral, nutrient in the human body. I think it's 27% dry weight. If you took our body and you put us back to dust into the earth, 27% of this body, when the water's gone, is calcium. Calcium is critical for depression because it's critical for the synapses and the neural firing in the body. Next is minerals. You get your minerals from the GPS line. There's several products in the GPS line. The E2, the Recovery, these all have minerals in them. Minerals work through conductivity. Like a telephone pole, one communicates the energy to the other one, communicates it to the house, communicates it to the phone, and to the lights. All of that conductivity is done through an electrical charge that must have minerals. Same thing in the human body. There's 2 things that create conductivity in the human body: hydration, water, and minerals. Minerals is critical. Almost all people who are depressed are deficient or depleted in minerals. You're going to get your minerals from the Daily Build, from the liquid calcium, from the Goyan, and from the noni. Those are all high in minerals. I'm going to add one more thing: dark, leafy, green vegetable juice. Make a green vegetable juice. Make it bitter. If you don't like the way it tastes, add an apple, add lemon, but the more bitter, the better. It will be loaded with minerals, it will start to feed the body, and it will start to help combat depression. Last but not least, the Pure Cafe. The Pure Cafe elevates us because it heats us up, it speeds us up, it gives us energy. If you want to alternate between the Pure Cafe and the energy, or take both, those are both great for depression. There is a powerful, powerful depression program. With depression, inversion posture is critical, and because of the pituitary, the pineal, the hypothalamus, you want dopamine, you want serotonin, you want these feel-good hormones, because people who are depressed have low levels of these hormones, nutrients, and inversion posture. Now I'll make a bold statement. No depression program will work without exercise, sunlight, and the Genesis Pure Alkaline Diet. Won't work. You have to have the minerals and that live foods to turn depression. You have to have the exercise to kick in the endorphins and get the blood to the head and stimulate the body. If you're depressed and you go for a 4-mile run and you come back sweating and panting, are you more depressed or are you less depressed? I rest my case on exercise. The Genesis Pure Alkaline Diet, exercise, and the water, clean, purified water, are all critical, and the sunlight, all critical for depression. It can't not work. You're stimulating too much hormones for it to not turn depression. And the SAMI and the NONI is powerful. Yes, sir?
Is that program also comparable for anxiety, bipolar, or do we start breaking off?
It's good for bipolar, it's okay for anxiety, but when you add that flavor of anxiety in, it makes me go like this, acid. And then all of a sudden, I switch my weaponry and I start looking at acid. And then I start pulling, when I see anxiety, I start pulling out all of the sodas, all of the fried foods, all the dairy, all the sugar, all the stimulants. I start taking all the things out that are winding that body up, and I start to calm them down. I'll use extra calcium, I'll use baking soda, I'll use 9.5 pH alkaline water. I'll start using all of these alkalinizers, and they'll start calming down. And then when I add that valerian root and that melatonin, and I've got them on the daily build because the B vitamins feed and strengthen the central nervous system, and sooner or later I hit that perfect and the anxiety goes away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I know if there is a melatonin?
Well, that's actually a really, really difficult question. Here, I'll give you two answers. Melatonin, by nature, is synthetic. Everybody calls it natural, but it's not. Let's call it what it is. It's a dietary supplement, labeled natural, but it's not. It's made in a laboratory. People who take melatonin, about 15 to 20% will have extremely vivid dreams. And they'll wake up and go, oh my gosh, what just happened? And the dream will be so vivid that it literally shocks them. If you switch your melatonin, and this is hard to do, but I'm going to give you the full answer. If you switch your melatonin to tart cherry juice, like Montmoren's cherry from Michigan, it only grows in Michigan, and you get your melatonin from that tart cherry, if you take enough of it, you'll get the effects of rest and relaxation, but you will not get the vivid dreams because it's from a cherry and it's not made in a laboratory. Make sense? So, that is the detailed, complex, but real answer. And there's probably only about 3 people in this entire country that know that answer. There's another also very, very, very good product for rest and relaxation. Gosh, what was that? Yeah, it's, I just did I just wrote a research paper on it. Yeah, no, take something for, this computer is overloaded. I need to delete a few things. Email me, and I'll tell you what it is. I just wrote a research paper, and I did a ton of research on it. It's really, really, really powerful. It wasn't saffron. Saffron was for appetite suppression. It wasn't magnolia bark. Thank you. Gosh, magnolia bark. Type in magnolia bark into your web browser. And the best brand is probably Pure Health for magnolia bark. And take about 3 capsules. It really is powerful. Go to your web browser, type in magnolia bark and stress and relaxation. So I leave you with a thought tonight. I leave you with gratitude and thank you for staying so long and listening to me. You've all been amazing. You've been attentive. You've been right there with me. You've hung on to almost every single word. And I appreciate that and respect you for that. And I would like to challenge you all to make a difference in this society, to take this state that is not healthy and be the founding fathers and the founding mothers of this company and turn this state on its head. Turn it on its head. Take this diet, take this obesity, take this depression, take these operations, take this arthritis. You know you have the solution. You know you have the information. And help me help the millions of people in Ohio that need this. How many people, I ask you this one question, how many people do you think should have been here tonight in Ohio? How many people could have sat here tonight and gained no benefit? 0 benefit, honestly. You can't tell me that there's a person in this state that could not have sat here tonight and could not have been stimulated, motivated, educated, and gleaned, absorbed at least a little bit of this truth. Let's please go out and change people's lives. God bless you. Thank you so much. Brooks, Molly, you always